Hello everyone, I greet you in the name of God Almighty. My name is Apostle Nathan Silas and I'm here with Nancy Grace, and today we're going to react to this very interesting video. It says the pro-choicer defeated by a simple logic, Kristan Hawkins. I believe that this is going to be a very interesting video. So guys, if today happens to be the first time of you checking out my channel, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on my Facebook and Instagram. And if you have any video you want me to react to, don't forget to drop it at the comment section and I'm going to check it out. So before we get on to the video, I'm a theologian and I make this video not to discredit anyone's religion or thought or opinion. This is just for educational purposes, and I believe at the end of this video, from experiences we can be able to learn from one another. So let's get down to this video and check this out.
I just want to read you this poster that I have because I hear a lot of pro-lifers say that life begins at conception. So my poster reads, "Life begins when you understand living women matter more than potential babies."
What is it?
What do you mean?
If it's a potential baby, what is inside of a woman?
It's a fetus?
Is it living?
No.
How can it grow if it's not living?
Actually, that's like saying if an acorn is a tree.
When does the fetus become living?
That's actually a good question, but that line...
Yeah, of course, because you don't know it. Because it's living. It's living.
How about you let her speak?
You're fundamentally denying science to validate your opinion.
You actively deny science, ma'am.
How am I denying? What science did I deny, Darby?
Okay, so let's look at some posters over here.
But
you don't have to be here.
I need you to tell me what science. You just made an accusation that I denied science. What science did I deny?
That it's a child inside of you. It is a clump of cells when
I'm a clump of cells. What makes me different?
That you were born? You were born.
So you don't. What you're arguing is that anything that is not born is not valuable of life.
I did not say that.
It's subjective. So when does a child or fetus or clump of cells, whatever you want to call it, when does this clump of cells or fetus become living?
When it can sustain its own life.
But when is that? When is the sustainability? No, when is sustainability?
21? About like 30 weeks to born, like 24, 30.
Because how do you sustain life? Like my newborns aren't sustainable. You can't just have a newborn and they just like live on their own, right?
Right.
They're not sustainable. They need help and assistance to survive. So is a newborn not worthy of life? Is a newborn not worthy of life?
I do have one thing to say to you. How is it that when my mom was in college 30 years ago, she was protesting the exact same thing that me and these wonderful other women and men on this side have been protesting? How is it? Why? Why are we still protesting? Why are we still having to talk about this issue? It is a basic human right to have an abortion, to have a choice.
The reason we're still having the question is because some people don't want to accept the natural consequences of heterosexual sex and be inconvenienced by another human life and want to selfishly choose to end human life in order to have their whims met. That is why you're still arguing that.
That's actually very interesting video, still more or less similar to what we talked about in our previous video. Of course, all these things is not that because any religion, either Christianity or Muslim or maybe Hinduism, I do not know if any of them actually encourage any of it. It's been expected that if you want to get married, you get married the right way, both for the Christians and then for the Muslim. But for any sexual relationship, you understand, outside it, either willing or unwillingly, happening through molestation or somebody getting pregnant in the process, you understand. All those are discouraged, but only encouraged, you understand, for the marriage couples. I'm not still of I'm still talking about, you understand, people, you understand, that are pregnant or who actually have a right, you understand, to terminate or not to terminate such pregnancy. Like I explained in the other my video, I was saying that of course so many causes, you understand, happening, so many occurrences took place, you understand, that was not taken care of, that resulted for things like that to happen. And that's where I was talking about, you understand, the decency, modesty, and piousness, that's devotion to religion. Because once you are very devoted, in a sense, to religion, some of these things, in a sense, could be avoided. And if, in a sense, probably you cover yourself by not exposing yourself, then it can also help to avoid some of the women molestation and rape. And then also educating both gender is also one of the factors that parents have to take it very serious in order for them to prevent all this molestation coming from either the male or the female. Because things like that, you understand, it do happen. But then we just have some of the cases that it's not that because it's of the person wish, but it happened anyway, which is what? Through rape. Sometimes the person may cover, sometimes the person may be very devoted, sometimes the person might be well educated, but sometimes somebody's child might be somewhere whom is not well educated or well taught or not raised, you understand, the right way, you understand, who went on, you understand, to perform this molestation to an innocent child. And this kind of situation, you understand, could happen, and not necessarily about, you understand, getting pregnant or and the abortion for us to argue to whether the child should be allowed to live or not. But there are other things that this can actually expose the person to diseases, and so many things, you understand, could also expose the child to, or the victim to. So these things, you understand, are very discouraging. And then, like I rightly say in my previous video, that when things like that, you understand, happen, it is God who gives, right? And then since it is God who gives, and then he understands why some things, you understand, happen, I am also of an opinion that if it happened, then the baby or the child should be allowed to live. Nevertheless, the society still have laws in which they can be able to get justice for the victim for some of the things, you understand, that have happened, because this can actually subject the victim to depression, and if care is not taken, the person can even end up, you understand, taking of their life, you understand, at the cost of it, because it's something that is being unlatched of them against their will. But anyway, we still find all these things, you understand, happening in our society. So it's been expected that as a parent, as a father or mother or auntie or a guardian, you can actually be a guardian to somebody you don't actually give birth to, or you adapt anyone. There's a way that we should always try to bring them closer to any of our religion that we find ourselves in. It will really help, because any of those major religions that we worship, none of them actually supported things like that. It is actually discouraging, you understand, people from engaging on that. So let's try to be very devoted, and let's try to be very modest, you understand, in our dressings, and then also our conversation. Some of the things that comes out of us should also be of God. But then let's hear from you, Nancy.
Like I said before, that abortion is not good and it's not accepted in our religion. Well, because it can damage the person's womb, and it can take away the person's life. So let's just avoid it, and also say let's just be modest. The young girls and all women, we have to just be modest and cover ourselves. So let's just try and cover ourselves and leave the rest for God and our parents. Some of them you can still talk them about it, and they will still, what they face and what men see on the way, as in it's just left for us we women and ladies and young girls cover yourself, dress well. It can really help. We can even say for those protesting it, the way some of them dress. So it's very, very good for them. Even some ladies or some young girls, they don't wear bra. As in, just cover yourselves and dress well. It can help. This is my own opinion. It can really help.
All right, so if you are a parent or a guardian, please try to educate both the males and the female, anyone or any child you see, you know, and you are privileged to speak to them. Let's educate them about this sex education and some of the dangers it involves, and God will continue to protect and guide us all. So guys, this is the end of our video. If you like our reaction, you should like, share and subscribe, and if you have any video you want me to react to, don't forget to drop it at the comment section.